Okay, so this is gonna be my review of a few items here. First, the power rack, and then the weight set from Fitness Gear. My bench is over here currently against the window, and then also these wieder 45-pound plates. Start off with the Fuel Performance power rack. It is multiple pieces. I bought this on Walmart's website. It was a whole $153. I mean, it's definitely something super affordable. You can see it's not terrible looking. I like the colors. I like the finish on it. It works really. It's functioned really well. The bad so far is, let me move this bar out of the way. I've only used this about 6 times. You can't see all that well in there. Get the bar out of the way itself, but really putting a lot of wear on that pad. So I've only used these cups for about 6 workouts now, and really starting to wear through. So I have a feeling those rubber's gonna wear out very quickly. Also, these spotter arms here are only about 16 inches in length, tops. I'd say they're probably closer to 14 inches. I just wish they were a couple inches longer. I really got to stay close to the rack when I'm squatting, just to try not to, just to make sure I can actually use them as a safety. The other issue is, you can see I have plates all over the floor. It gives you 1 peg per side for plate storage. Really just not big enough for what we're doing. Also, if you look back here, it's got a pole holder, or a bar holder. That bar holder, I wish it were movable to the other side. The way my ceiling's set up, you can see it's very close on that side. Got a little more room on this side, so I've got a vaulted ceiling. And the bar, when it stands up in that hole, it hits the ceiling before I can get it in there. Alright, so second item on the list today is going to be these wieder 45-pound plates. Very, very quick little description on them. The bore hole here in the middle that goes on the bar, perfect. Absolutely perfect size. Sits on there perfectly smooth. There's no issues at all. Go right on, right off. I weighed my plates earlier just to make sure everything was right. They're within a 2% tolerance, which is what a lot of your machine plates are. These are just cast. So I had one plate weighing 44.9, the other plate weighing 44.1 pounds. It's not that crucial to me, since there's 0.8 difference in the 2 plates. It's not really that big a thing to me. These are very, very affordable. They're only $39 a piece through Walmart. Then I guess I would jump to the Fitness Gear. So if you can look at these 2 45-pound plates next to each other, you can see there's almost 2-inch difference in diameter of these plates. Almost 2-inch difference in diameter. I didn't notice this at first, but I was having trouble deadlifting when I first got my set because I didn't have the wieder plates yet. And I was like, what is going on? And then I realized afterwards, after watching some other videos, these plates are a whole lot shorter, so it's putting me in a deficit position that I wasn't used to. The whole kit, it came with 2 45s, 2 35s, 2 25s, 2 10s, 4 5-pound plates, and 2 2.5-pound plates, plus this 7-foot Olympic bar here with a nice polished finish on it. The knurling on the bar, I get in here kind of close, not super aggressive. That's kind of the way I prefer them. I don't like getting all tore up, trying to deadlift and different things. I'll use wrist straps if I have to. It's not a big deal for me to use a wrist strap. The bars out here, you can see they've got a pretty good knurling on those two for some reason. I'm not sure what that's all about. but that knurling on there makes the spring clips that it came with pretty well useless if you cannot slide the spring clips off and on. They just get stuck as soon as they go on the ends of it because like, you can't squeeze them far enough to get them on there. So up next is my Pro Gear. I want to get it slung into position here. My Pro Gear bench. I'm really liking this so far. As you can see, I'm making an adjustment to the leg here. Very easy to make these adjustments. That pin just slides into 3 separate holes where you can get your different adjustments for incline, decline, and all those things. The back, literally just pull it up. The little arm will fall into place. The little arm falls into place. And then you can use it in the vertical or the flat positions, however you feel like using it. My issue with the combination that I chose between this bench and my power rack is that if I want to do an incline bench, I've got to take and place my rack on that 2x4 behind the bar, as the way that spacing is around the back, it does not allow me to push the bar back far enough for me to be able to get a good position on the bar to get them out of the cups. So it's a little bit of a thing I've had to overcome, but so far it's not really that big of an issue. As I said, just 2x4, it's not like I'm doing anything unsafe. It's still solid right to the floor. So trying to think if there's anything else. I will say that I don't know how many of you see this nice little box palm pad. That right there, if you read this real closely, GT Bikes, that's a crotch bar pad. Works very nice for a squat bar. Okay, so to finish my video before I was so rudely interrupted, the rack itself, let's go back to it for a second. The rack itself says it's rated for 500 pounds. We'll see what happens as we go along. It is a 2-piece rack, 2-piece vertical post, and you can see right there, and not quite lined up just right. There's 6 bolts, and where you can see that 6 bolts on the sides where you bolt the 2 pieces together. I have not yet seen if that's going to interfere with this here as I move that up and down or not. I haven't tried to use those holes, but I want to point to this real quick too. You can see down in here, get a little bit better lighting situation, all that rubber right down in here, where that pad is really wearing down. I said I've only got a couple, only owned this thing for a couple weeks. Really don't have that many workouts on it yet. Really not impressed with that part. But even if that wears out, it'll still hold the bar. It's just going to make a lot more noise. I may try to figure out a way to mount more plates to the side of it, or I may just take some PVC and build a little plate holder. But so far it's not too bad. For what I'm squatting right now, I'm not even coming close to what this thing is supposed to be able to handle. But I'm also at the same point in time a little scared to trust those right there. The construction itself looks halfway decent, but I just don't know. I'd rather not find out. But that's all I've got for this video. As you can hear, my kids are starting to get a little restless. I will say that it went together fairly well. Me and my 6-year-old built the rack half hour, 45 minutes. It wasn't too bad of a timeline. It's one of those IKEA setups where they give you the pictures, no written words in the instructions. Give you pictures, numbered bolts, and all those kinds of things, numbered pieces. It's really not a bad assembly. Everything seemed to fit fairly well. So it's the J cups are fairly tight, don't wobble around. The arms have a little bit of wobble to them, but see, that one right there got a little bit of wobble to it, but it's a safety, it's not a rest, so we'll see what comes of that. As I pointed out before, I got the board back here behind it. That board mainly is just so this rack itself doesn't slide back into the wall. It is light, only about 100 pounds, the whole rack itself. So as I rack my squats, it tends to push the rack back a little bit. So that board is just going to help keep from pushing it back too far in case I really hit the rack hard. I don't want it to slide real far. But I hope this information has been helpful. If you have any more questions, please just ask in the comments and I will get back to it and let you guys know. If you want an individual follow-up on any of this stuff, just let me know. You can see I've stuck my Albie's Bike sticker on there. I plan on keeping this rack for a while. If I do get the chance to move to a garage gym, which I'd have to build the garage first, which is my next project, I'm going to keep this rack here itself for bench. I like the way it's set up for benching. I don't need, like a lot of the racks have down here at the bottom, have the 1 inch spacing. That's not a big deal to me, the 1 inch spacing. I wish I had 2 inch spacing the rest of the way up instead of just a 3 inch, because like I said, I'm kind of in between positions here. If I move up to this next hole here, I can't get the bar out of the rack. I'm not really all that short. It's just I squat with a little bit wider stance and it drops my height down just a little bit. But as of right now, I'm not having to go. I need to probably come down 1 inch from where it's at right now, and I'm gonna have to drop down 3. So it's not a super huge issue. It's a little bit cumbersome, but it's something I've worked through. I also haven't squatted much at all since December, so we'll see how that goes. I may try to make some feet or something, try to move this thing up an inch and see what that gets me. Maybe try to make some risers to go underneath the legs, move this thing up. But so far, I'm fairly impressed with it. But like I said, just in general, I'm going to try not to test the safeties. Just try to play smart and not overload myself for right now. Thank you.